Hi, welcome back to Advice for F-Holes. I'm glad you're joining me today. We are going to talk about how hot it is to practice in the summer. So join me for some tricks and some tips to make summer practicing not only enjoyable, but something that you just can't wait to do tomorrow. Okay, grab yourself something cold and I'll see you in a second. Welcome to Advice for F-Holes. I am so excited to talk to you about all things strings. We're going to talk to teachers, we're going to talk to performers, we're going to talk to learners of string instruments so that we can figure some of this shit out together. Because playing a string instrument is not always easy, and sometimes it's vaguely inappropriate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a topic each week, we're going to pull it apart, and I'm going to say what I need to say, and then you're going to comment, and hopefully we'll figure some of this stuff out together. Well, I'm having a delicious seltzer out here on the porch. Tastes like my 21st birthday just arrived, and I finally get to have a nice adult beverage. Excellent. So, let's talk about practicing in the summer, shall we? I love practicing outdoors. And yes, you can practice outdoors. It's not just for playing weddings when we go outside. So playing outdoors is really fun because you entertain your neighbors, and sometimes they like it. Also, playing outdoors is just very inspiring to me, and it gets me out of my comfort zone, if you will, because it does mean that random people might hear me play, but it also might bring random people joy. So that would be a really fun thing for you to do. Now, if that's not what makes you comfortable, I totally understand that. But summertime is here, and you're gonna waste a lot of time on this. Yeah, I know. Me too. So what can drag you away from that and onto making music on your instrument? I have a few really great ideas. But interrupting for just a moment, shameless plug alert. Here we go. My new website is up and running and I'm very excited. So if you're someone who wants a little bit more inspiration during the summer, during the school year, or you just want a little extra help for one and done, I'm your girl. So if you are interested in exploring lessons, or you need a violinist to play for an event, or you just want some coaching, I'm available, and you can look in my website and contact me there. My website will be in the show notes as well. So excited to hear from you. And even if you don't want to look at my website, I would love for you to post your comments and your suggestions about summer practicing. Now back to the show. Okay, so first idea. I need you to practice something that you love to play. Don't try working on all those crazy etudes that you never mastered yet. Don't pick something that's so hard that you're going to get discouraged in about 5 minutes. Pick some music that you already enjoy playing. One of the best things that you can do is review old pieces that you just learned in the past school year or in the past several months, and take a look and see how fluent you are in that piece now, and see what other kinds of exciting things you can add to it. Can you add more dynamics? Can you work on vibrato? Maybe you've just learned vibrato and you can add that into some of those older pieces. Grab something that you played years ago. There are so many pieces that you play even when you've been, a novice, that are still solid pieces. So go back and show what you can do on those now, because at the time that it was at the height of your ability level, it was great and it was fun, but now you can go back and revisit it and be a musician. So for example, I was working with students this past week on Chorus from Judas Maccabeus, and I happened to notice that their hand position was wonderful and their hands were nice and relaxed, and we had been doing a little tiny bit of work on vibrato, but I decided to push the envelope and say, hey, so we had a nice little vibrato lesson, and most of them were able to do vibrato with their third finger, a little ways into the lesson that day. It was such an achievement, and I was so proud of them. Yes, high fives. So instead of taking the piece and just playing it the way they had been, their goal and their challenge was to play vibrato every time there was a third finger note that was a dotted quarter note or longer in note value. So of course, I added more vibrato on other notes because I like to show off. But so you hear how that's just so much different, and then you approach that piece in a way that's so much more adult and refined and just beautiful. And you can do that no matter what level you're on. Take something that was really hard for you to master at one time and see what you can do to spice it up a little now that you're slightly more advanced. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way. So number 2, I said number 2. Number 2 is get some of that technique underway. You have time to focus now. You're not scattered and you're not overwhelmed with 1,000 different things. And the summer just feels like the days are so long because it takes forever for the sun to go down. It feels like there are so many possibilities. So when you have that instrument out and you've worked on playing something that really brings you joy and excitement, take a moment to pull back and really relish the sound on your instrument while playing scales. Because we know scales are great, and there's going to be another episode addressing that really soon. So dig into a scale and really relish the richness of it. So grab maybe a scale that isn't your favorite and go really slowly. Well, that smelled like good intonation to me. All right, so next. Number 3, we're going to talk about keeping it available. Okay, it's not inspiring when your instrument is in its case. It's just not. It's so much work to get it out of the case. In fact, the case just tends to blend with all the background and it just becomes part of the wall. I keep my violin out, and that way I walk by it and spirit moves me and I grab it and I play a little bit on it, and it's pretty wonderful to do. So if you have a safe spot in your home to just keep your instrument available, then that will probably inspire you to practice a little bit more. I keep mine on a hook on the wall. Thank you, Shar, for those wonderful hooks that I could buy from you. Another option is if you have a safe shelf to keep it on, or on top of a dresser where nobody's going to disturb it, on top of your piano, keep it out and about. By the way, you'd better have that instrument in your hands while we're talking about this. Get your instrument. I can tell you don't have it. Go get it. I'll wait. Okay, you got it? Good. Here comes our next little tip for you. A 4th way to make really good use of that practice time in the summer, when you have all of this open, free time, hopefully, is to focus on one of those Achilles heel problems that you have on your instrument. For example, I think you all know that I did a little confession time about my terrible bow thumb that I had for the longest time growing up. Oh no, yeah, rough. Okay, so I made it my mission, of course I made it my mission during the school year, but to refine that and make sure that I had that thumb just perfect. If you make that your summer goal, to say, okay, my violin, I'm always getting nailed about not holding it up on my shoulder. So I'm going to make sure I have my shoulder rest in the position that makes it just right to hold it up better every time that I play my violin. It's only one little tiny thing to do, but yet it'll make a world of difference in your playing. All right, now, next thing, number 5. So we talked earlier about not picking something too hard and too challenging that's going to frustrate you out. why don't you try instead to pick something that is inspiring to work toward? So instead of just grabbing this random piece that you thought would be fun to play, or turning to the next page in that Suzuki book and feeling overwhelmed by it, go to that piece that you're thinking about and listen to it and watch it on YouTube while you're having a popsicle or while you're having a delicious drink on your porch. It's a great way to get to use your device, which we all know we love doing. It's a great excuse to use your phone, but then you're getting something really useful out of it. So if you have something that's really, really challenging that's coming your way, that's kind of waiting in the wings for you to learn, kind of pre-learn that piece. Study a little bit about it. Look up what the composer was all about. Maybe if this piece had a special meaning or a special purpose. It'd be a great way for you to kind of get inspired and ready to learn that thing that might be a bit of a challenge or a little bit outside of your skill set as you're sitting there today. And then who knows? Maybe you'll want to tackle it. Maybe you'll want to find a way to practice those micro little pieces that are just almost inaccessible. So that would be a wonderful way to expand your repertoire and go back to the fall feeling like $1,000,000 and feeling like you're just a prodigy. That would be awesome. Bonus idea. Here we go. All right, I'm outside and it's gorgeous, but I'm lonely. My violin's here. It's sad because I'm all alone. So I'm going to invite some friends over and we're going to play duets and we're going to have cocktails and we're going to enjoy the beauty around us while we make some wonderful music together. That's a great way to be inspired and a great way to get your hands on that instrument this summer. So cheers. Keep up the good work. Look at Maple is our outdoor kitty. Well, indoor outdoor kitty. She loves being out here with us and keeping us company. What do you think about practicing? What? Maple's asking why you aren't practicing right now. Stop watching this and go practice. Good idea, girl. I know. Thank you for listening to Advice for F-Holes. Please subscribe and share your comments below so we can have a great conversation.